This is a fake one-sided rivalry. We got Angel Reese taking more shots at Caitlin Clark unnecessarily. You in Indiana having a great time partying. We see all the clips. Why can't you just do your thing? Why can't you just do your thing?
Did Angel Reese's big marketing play just blow up in her face? Picture this. She launches her flashy new shoe line right in the middle of WNBA All-Star Weekend billboards, ads, all eyes supposed to be on her. But then, Caitlin Clark goes down with an injury. Boom, ticket prices crash by 48%. And suddenly, Reese's moment feels like a desperate grab for attention on a half-empty stage. The energy gone, the buzz dead, and the worst part, it's all on camera. We're breaking down every awkward, cringy move Reese made during All-Star Weekend and how the internet is dragging her for it. Drop a baby giraffe in the comments if you think this whole stunt flopped hard. Let's get into it.
But can Sarah Spain and the media stop going out there and saying that like the Caitlin Clark needs to do something to stop all this, when it is very clear this is a one-sided beef, and the one-sided beef is not from Caitlin Clark?
Expected this All-Star Weekend to be the moment when women's basketball finally broke into the mainstream spotlight. The stage was perfectly set. Clark versus Reese in Indianapolis, a rivalry made for primetime sold-out crowds, viral highlights, viewership numbers big enough to make ESPN executives sit up and take notice. It was supposed to be Electrica Hollywood-style showdown that would redefine the WNBA.
Caitlin Clark gets hurt, and guess what? Your demand vanishes because people ain't going to pay up to see these athletes that are ungrateful that their sport's growing. People aren't paying up for that. And we are here, right here. The tickets for this game, for this All-Star game, they've dropped by 50%.
But then boom, just days before the big weekend, Caitlin Clark's groin injury gets announced. And just like that, the entire foundation starts to crack. Fans had been planning this trip for months. They weren't flying to Indianapolis for fun. They were coming to see Clark on her home turf. Hotels, booked solid. Restaurants, prepping for crowds like it was March Madness all over again. Marketing campaigns were already in full swing. Corporate sponsors had poured in major money, all banking on the Clark versus Reese narrative to draw massive engagement. Nike had special edition drops lined up. ESPN was hyping this like it was must-see TV. Social media, blowing up with countdowns and predictions about who would run the show. But with Clark out, the hype started crumbling.
When it comes to the vendors in the arena, the shops in the arena, they're not going to have the same amount of people patronize their business as they would if Caitlin Clark was there. The surrounding restaurants, the surrounding areas, the surrounding attractions, they're not going to have the same number of people patronize their business as they would if Caitlin Clark was healthy.
Home state advantage was meant to be the perfect stage. Indiana fans were ready to pack Gainbridge Fieldhouse and put their basketball passion on full display. The storyline practically wrote itself. The hometown hero, front and center, at the biggest WNBA event of the year. But then the dominoes started to fall. News of Clark's injury hit social media, and just like that, the entire weekend shifted. Suddenly, all those carefully built marketing plans started to wobble. The headline everyone had been counting on, gone in an instant. You could almost hear the air hissing out.
Angel Reese are taking shots at Caitlin Clark, using her as promo. Angel Reese, let's be clear here. Let's just be all the way clear here. Angel Reese is a solid basketball player. Angel Reese 100% has benefited from attaching herself to Caitlin Clark at every single turn. Her podcast, the first 3 episodes, all the clips promoting was bringing up Caitlin Clark. It was bringing up Caitlin Clark and all of the promo. People wanted to know what she was going to say. She used Caitlin Clark as promo.
This wasn't just any injury, and Caitlin Clark isn't just any player. She's the one who changed the game. The one who made casual fans care. Who pulled in viewers that had never given women's basketball a second thought. Until she stepped on the court, her absence didn't just take away a star, removed the engine driving the league's momentum. The weekend that was supposed to celebrate the WNBA's rise ended up exposing just how fragile that rise still is. All that hype, all that corporate investment, all those record-breaking dreams, and it all rested on one player being healthy enough to play. Clark couldn't suit up, and in that moment, it became painfully clear the league's current surge isn't built on.
Reese, I'm in your city. Walk in your trap, take over your trap. posted it on Instagram. There's about 15 fans there, and Reebok put up a board. You would expect Reebok to put up a board. Let's never forget that when let's never forget the gigantic Caitlin Clark Nike billboard in Chicago. Let's never forget that. So if Reebok didn't put up a board for Angel Reese,
what was supposed to be a carefully planned celebration of women's basketball turned into a harsh reminder of just how far the league still has to go. While Clark was sidelined with a legitimate injury, disappointing fans, who had waited months to see her shine, someone else saw the moment differently. They saw an opening, an empty spotlight, a chance to make the weekend all about.
Is you continue to take shots at her, and then when them shots get fired back, nobody likes it. We don't have no videos of Caitlin Clark really taking shots at Angel Reese. Look at what Angel Reese and Reebok are doing for views. Walk in your trap, take over your trap. This is promo they're doing in Indianapolis, where Caitlin Clark plays. That is a clear shot. It's a clear shot. Like I said, this is a fake rivalry. I think you've won one game versus Caitlin Clark. You've never won in Indiana at all. It's just like you continue to attach yourself to her at every turn and use her as promo.
You drop your biggest marketing campaign in your rival's hometown while she's injured and can't even take the court to defend it. That's exactly what Angel Reese did during All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis. With her I'm in your city campaign, she unleashed a full-scale rollout of her Reebok signature shoe billboards towering over downtown. Social media buzzing and bold messaging that felt like a direct challenge. It wasn't just a launch, it was a statement, and it happened in Caitlin Clark's backyard.
Has never said a negative word about Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark has never said a negative word, or to be honest, when it comes to Caitlin Clark, she did show it by her actions. Showed it by her actions. She didn't need to say, I'm taking over Chicago. She did, however, go and put up 31 and 12, set a career high with 12 assists, be the only player in the history of the WNBA ever to have 31 and 12 in a game. She did, in fact, do that and then try to hype up the Chicago crowd. So it's fair enough. You want to say, oh, Caitlin Clark did this, then show it with your actions. Go and win MVP. Go and win MVP. Don't just be like, this is my city. Don't just come in and be like, this is my city. You've never won a game. Has she won a game in Indiana? I don't think she's ever won a game in Indiana. I actually do not think she has won a pro game in Indiana.
Now with Reebok she's using, this is nonstop. She has attached herself to Caitlin Clark at every single turn, and she has benefited. Let's be clear here. Yes, she does receive backlash. She does receive negativity, but she has benefited greatly. She has made millions of dollars off of attaching herself to Caitlin Clark and using her to make her brand bigger.
Ticket prices. The demand fell off a cliff. And it's not just the on-court product that suffers without number 22, Caitlin Clark. The entire weekend's economic opportunities have felt the fallout. This was conveyed with a July 18th post from NBA Central that wrote, quote, the get-in price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48% from $121 a ticket to $64 a ticket after the news broke that Caitlin Clark won't be playing. I mean, the tickets lost 50% of its value. These numbers are confirmed by TickPick's website, currently having the All-Star Game's get-in price at $64. In a July 16th article from Front Office Sports, which was posted before Clark announced she'd be sitting out, was $120